Welcome to Instant Discussions. This week we are discussing Red State.
They were doing Sharknado.
As of this, no, we're not doing Sharknado 2. We wish we were, but it's not out yet, you know? Or is it? Yeah, it's out now. Yeah, it's out now. Sharknado 2's out now.
No, really?
Yeah, it's debuted on television. Wasn't that awesome, guys? So much better than the first one.
Everyone's the first one.
What's the first one called?
It's so terrible.
Alright. Red State. Yes.
Or Clerks Part 3.
Not really at all. So this is at the moment, this is the latest Kevin Smith movie. Later this year it will not be the latest Kevin Smith movie. He's got Tusk coming out. If you haven't checked out the trailer, check it out. It's interesting.
Actually, I haven't.
Ooh. See that. Debuted at Comic-Con. So this film, Red State, was his follow-up to Cop Out.
Boo.
This is the only copy of Cop Out in the world.
And it's still only a penny.
Just like with the E.T. Atari game, they buried all the rest of the copies in the desert. So I've got this one. It's the only one. I defy you to find someone else with a copy of Cop Out.
Still better than Jersey Girl.
I don't know. The extended cut of Jersey Girl that he said he was going to release, and he still hasn't released it. And sometime he might release it, but I just say it's better.
Rock out with your Glock out.
Get it?
All
It
right,
was originally supposed to be a
movie,
couple
though.
of dicks, and then they changed the Cop Out because they couldn't market a movie called A Couple of Dicks.
I don't know if I can support
Title such a Cop Out.
film where Kevin Smith supports Tracy Morgan.
Well, so Red State.
Tracy Morgan. but the thing.
Hey, we're talking about Red State.
But that because the other one's not on Instant Watch It. All right,
Which was filmed in the beautiful city of Whittier for a nice portion of it. That's the number one reason
they had
why
to find
I
a
was that
horrible
big.
rundown redneck town, and guess what? Whittier.
They went. They went in the back where anybody could have made that shit in the back of the hills and shit.
Yeah. Just like Back to the Future.
Just because Whittier has the largest dump, you know.
Yeah. Yep. You like big dumps.
And I kind of lied.
So, this one. So the reason I bring up Cop Out is because Kevin Smith was in this period. He was, he made Clerks, then his follow with Mallrats. So Clerks is a big independent movie, great. Mallrats was then the studio comes in, and Kevin Smith says that after Clerks, all the rest of his films weren't independent movies because the studios were involved with that. Even though people would call him an independent director because they just like the term. So he had gone with the studio, and he kept making his movies. And around the time of Zack and Miri, that was when he was, in his words, trying to make a Judd Apatow movie. But Judd Apatow was kind of making Kevin Smith movies, so it was kind of a play on himself. So it felt disingenuous to him. And after that, he went and did Cop Out, which is the only movie that he's directed that he didn't write.
Oh.
So he's, I think he might have, touched up on, written a few words
No,
into
he
the script.
barely did
I don't
anything
know.
to it.
I don't think he did.
He was talking. I heard him talk about it. He really didn't do anything.
So it was a script they already had. So and he had said in an interview when I think around the time of Clerks, maybe shortly after that, where he said if you ever see him directing something he didn't write, then you should kill him. So he'd gotten to the lowest point in his directing career, where directing is just a job. You shouldn't do that. Whatever he said in the thing. So after Cop Out, that's when he got to Red State, and Red State was one he was working on. I think he had written this movie around the time of Zack and Miri.
I thought he said. Well, I thought he said 2007. He had written it.
Because I remember when he had written Zack and Miri and written this one, and he went to the Weinsteins and was saying, "Hey, I want to make this movie," and they're like, "I don't know, this political thing and horror. I don't know if we can get behind that. But Zack and Miri make a porno. That sounds like fun. We should make that. Those R-rated comedies are making a lot of money. We should do that." So then through making Cop Out, he made the right connections and found the people that would produce Red State.
Mm-hmm.
So if he hadn't have made that movie, Red State might not have gotten made.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole basis of this, and this is kind of the new Clerks, because Clerks was the start of his career, launched him on his thing, and then he kind of went down that path of he was making disingenuous
So
films.
there'll be a sequel.
And now Red State is the type of movie that he's more passionate about.
Yeah. Plus, there's a sequel to Clerks too.
Sure. And Tusk kind of goes in that new direction as well, especially in the more horror aspect of things, rather than, at least his film's leaning more towards horror than comedy on it. So an interesting new direction for him. Yeah.
I was flexing because our arms are out.
No. I can't do that.
I mean, we got guns right here,
do that.
and we got guns right here.
You got that slingshot or something. Whatever you call.
Pea shooter.
So, I forgot my train of thought on that one, but
Well, I picked it. I'd seen
got
it.
distracted
This
by
is a
the ghost
5-star
of-
film. I kind of jumped to
Stop.
that.
You're not even supposed to. We haven't gotten to that point yet.
It's so good.
Smashing my DVD.
I didn't smash it. It's such a good. Hey, wait, did you watch this at my place?
What?
Did you watch this at my place?
No.
No. Oh, I when this
I
first
watched
came
this
out.
at Tarantino's place.
When
I
this
just
first came out, remember they released it.
When it first came
Online.
out, no, when it first came out,
Yeah.
he did a 1-week run in theaters so that it could be eligible for Academy Award.
Yes.
Didn't get any nominations, but whatever. He at least tried it. So their 1-week run that they did was in Quentin Tarantino's theater to the New Beverly down in Hollywood.
That's right. Yeah.
So the same place I saw God Bless America.
But then they released it online, so I watched it.
Yeah.
I had a viewing at my place with like 10, 15 people.
Nice.
And watched it on my PlayStation, and it was so good. And I didn't even know that a lot of this was filmed in Whittier, so I'm watching the movie, and I'm like, that is down Beverly Boulevard. This is by the fire department. It was.
I remember when he put the casting call out for it, and he's like, "We're going to be shooting in Whittier." And I was like, I could do that," and I was busy,
boo.
so I couldn't do it.
And who's the main bad guy? He was so fucking good. He was amazing. I don't know how he was
Ralph
nominated.
Garman?
No. He was good.
You mean
No,
the antagonist?
Michael Parks.
Michael Parks, oh my
Who
god, that
was-
guy was amazing.
So Kevin Smith had found him from In Dusk Till Dawn. He was one of the cops in the beginning of that.
Holy shit.
So like just from that
I remember.
the small scene from that, he's like, "That's the guy. I want that guy." And he also stars in the new movie Tusk.
Okay.
The kind of villain in that one too. So I guess he's fallen in love with Michael Parks completely now.
He was really good in that role.
Yeah, he did a really good job.
He was really great in that role. It's not a great role to be great in though. You don't
Right.
want to be like, "You're a really great Fred Phelps."
Uh-huh.
And that's the inspiration for this whole thing. The late Fred Phelps now, which now we can say. It's so
R.I.P.
so not sad.
I'm gonna empty some of that on the
Nope.
floor. Okay.
Nope, we're not. No, not for that guy.
All right, over here.
Yeah, there you go. So I don't know. This is tough for me to be objective too much on it as being a big Kevin Smith fan. Save him for that, but still, some films are better than others with him, so you can still say that. But you, sir, who
Fresh eyes.
when we watched Clerks, I think it was the only film you had seen before that. You'd seen Chance on the Bob Strike Back and Dogma, which are great films to see if you watch some of his. They're big over comedies of that. So what was your impression going into this? And you hadn't seen this one before.
No.
So you just saw this one a few hours ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm making a point to watch it soon before.
No, it's good. Get a fresh.
Yeah, I literally I watched it and then I came over.
What did you know about this one?
Nothing.
Did you even know Kevin Smith's tie to it?
No. I found out when we started recording.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, oh, he did it. That's cool.
I'm glad you watched the credits on the film.
But it's so different. He wrote
It is
and directed it. Like everything, he did everything, and it's so fucking like different.
It's just very much not a Kevin.
It's not Kevin's,
anything
yeah,
like his
yeah.
other films.
Yeah.
It's a lot more like a Coen Brothers movie.
I could see
It's not entirely Coen Brothers, but it's in the same way that you see like if Zack and Marie was him trying to do a Jedi.
But I'm
Avatar
very,
film,
very impressed
it's the same
though
doing
because
that.
he did go out of his element and
Yeah.
he made a good film.
It also feels like it's got the skill in there of not a first-time director, but it does feel like a first-time film.
Yeah, like a first time like in that genre. You can
Somewhat
tell.
a fresh kind of take in it. They're not like lying back on things that they've done before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that was nice in it.
I
Shot by Dave Klein, who also shot Clerks.
I ended up really liking and feeling kind of like just the feeling of small surprise that when they died.
Yes,
Yeah, that was great.
that it was beautiful the way that he didn't care about who lives and who dies specifically in this film, and you don't know what's going to happen in there. When I first saw this film, actually, Kevin Pollak was sitting behind me in the theater because it was kind of like the cast screening as well.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, Kevin Pollak, he's going to be in this movie. It's going to be awesome.
for 5 minutes.
Hey, I'm Kevin Pollak. Bam! Dead.
But yeah, I mean that whole the whole time though it was like that, and it was it made it feel more like a firefight.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what
It wasn't
made it
just-
feel like a freaking
Just the bullets
firefight.
flying on each side
Because
and no one getting hurt.
people were just gonna die. People just kept
Yeah.
dead. Sometimes important people,
Yeah.
you know, and that was really
Like when you watch like movies like Avengers, you know
Yeah,
that
you know
people
certain ones are gonna
aren't gonna die. But this, like right away, you're like, okay, the kid who I thought was gonna escape gets shot
Mm-hmm.
by Milton, and then Kevin Pollak dies. You're like, who the fuck else is gonna get? You know, John Goodman gets
Or, like,
shot.
last week's Into Darkness when Kirk died. I went, they're gonna fucking bring him back.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
Like,
you know
he's not
be
actually
safe.
dead. He's somehow gonna be brought back to
Yeah,
life.
Which is great.
everybody knows it.
It's great when you're dealing with a film that's not part of a franchise in that way, because you do have that ability to do it. There are a few franchises where they actually can do that, but
Oh,
yeah.
before I
just-
forget, because I might forget, one thing I didn't like.
I was glad John Goodman didn't die though.
Yeah. One scene I didn't like was just when John Goodman grabs Milton by the ear because it looked fake. He's like, that's the one
I didn't
thing
notice the
I didn't like.
fakeness of it, but I guess
Like,
they did not good.
But I like how
Like
Milton goes to run off and he like legitimately like trips. He's like,
I love that his name's Forever Milton.
yeah, it's Milton.
That's Milton.
And then he's getting blown by some like little Puerto Rican dude. Like it was so
Yeah.
random, it was so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting.
It's a very different film than anything like, because it's supposed to be a horror flick, but it's not quite a horror flick.
It's more of action though.
Yeah, but it is.
What his view on it, you know, it's horror in his way, but as when he was a friend of his was making a film called Small Town Gay Bar, and in it they had footage they had like an interview with Fred Phelps. And Kevin was watching the footage of that, and he asked his friend, he's like, "Do you have more of this on there?" Because he was fascinated by this guy, that this guy was a real person.
I would have accepted that it was a horror film if they got away with it.
Yeah. So it's not.
And the end of the film was they get to continue doing their bullshit.
Well, part of my thing, trying to classify movies in any type of genre way
Yeah.
is annoying. Like you have to say this is a comedy, which
What
means
did-
you have
what
to
did
watch
they
it.
say?
No, it could be just more of a good story.
It does
Action horror.
Independent action horror
The
film.
DVD does have the classic horror background.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Love that.
It does.
Yeah, they definitely make it look all horrorish, and it's got that the girl from *Halt and Catch Fire* on it.
Is that?
And
is that
he's
why it
even
looks
said
like-
that it was.
Is that
horror.
why it looks horish?
There's babies in there. There's babies.
Yeah. Good stuff. Let's see. Favorite parts of it, or favorite kills, maybe. Favorite kills.
I really like when they wrap him and then they shoot him inside, and you see the steam and you see it coming down. That
It's
was
such a simple like.
so.
They didn't add like a
Yeah.
or anything. It's just like a.
It was, but you notice just the way like it
the
came down in the
steam,
little steam. It was
uh,
really really good.
That was interesting.
And I like the app they're using.
Yeah.
The phone app where they're like, oh look at this one's in
Oh
New
yeah, they're
York.
finding the people that have sex with them on there.
and they show up and she's like, all right boys, I ain't gonna get
Devil's in here.
Oh yeah.
I think that's. I think my favorite kill's got to be Kevin Pollak.
Right through the
Just
eye.
the randomness of it and everything.
It was stupid. It was like you're sitting there and you're like,
Get you up
okay, something's good. Wait, what?
So quick. That and also the kid who runs out. Like there's
That sounds good too.
Well, that's how you do a cameo, right?
yeah.
You just fucking kill him.
How about you?
It's like
Favorite kill?
right after reading. My favorite kill. Oh my gosh. It has to be. I already mentioned it.
Which one?
Those two dying. The girl and the last of the three boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So
has to
they
be my
take them
favorite.
out so bad. It's like it's that hopeless part of it. You're like, no, they need to.
It was the he
Yeah.
wasn't just pleasing the audience.
No, it was
And that made me happy.
yeah.
It
And
wasn't just a handy.
so we've spoken in a lot of these movies about Deus Ex Machina, and this one definitely has it at the end there.
Yeah. In a way, I guess.
Well, it's they didn't they didn't plan on that happening with the rapture horns. It was just coincidence of timing there.
Yeah, and I accept
But-
that. I mean, I'll suspend disbelief. I mean,
Yeah,
movies are supposed to be about fantastical events.
It was
and-
beautiful.
Yeah.
And I would have even believed it at the end in this universe, in the universe that he creates because of experiencing dogma and that stuff. It was the actual rapture.
I felt like maybe
yeah.
I felt maybe this was like gonna hot fuzz me, and then it did with the people. And I'm like, and then when things happen, I'm like, is it hot fuzzing me again? Like, whoa!
I like the hot fuzz as a verb now for that.
Yeah. Like Google? No.
I guess it'd be more relevant to our show, Barton finking me. Like,
Yeah, there we go.
No.
We should do hot fuzz sometimes so that people can know what they're.
Is it on there? I love that.
I don't know.
I don't think
Yeah, probably not. I think I'd get some of the way. Anyway, so worst parts about the movie is
Like I said, there was a few parts where
Yeah,
the acting wasn't 100% on.
yeah, or maybe I think it could have been with the quick production shoot.
Yeah,
they
that's
did
what I'm
of it.
saying. I don't think they had time. I think if this was a huge blockbuster, it would have been like insane. But he wanted to do it.
It could have suffered though too. I think the small appeal
Artistically?
to it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
no,
the
that's true.
small
That's
appeal
true.
makes it really good.
You know what? You're right. Because if it was a really big company, what?
and then it did suffer.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean like suffer artistically for that. But
Oh.
the budget was $4 million. The box office was $1 million. But as we said, that's box office, not
That's
home video and all of that
that's a super
distribution.
limited release.
Yeah, they released it for.
Oh, you're right.
It was 1 week.
That's a week.
It was well, no, not just that. It was 1 week in Tarantino's theater, and then he toured it around.
Yeah.
And he toured around where he would show the movie and then do a
Q&A.
Q&A afterwards and a podcast and all of that. So
But he was more banking on the other part of it, the release on
the DVD release
online.
and now Netflix deal. We're
Yeah.
going to deal with that. So maybe he made his money back with it. He at least didn't do horribly enough that he can now make another movie.
Yeah.
So, but that his Tusk is actually getting a theatrical release. So
Cool.
not
Oh,
gonna
like
be
a legit
another
one?
Yeah, not a tour. I think Sony bought it. Something like that.
Cool.
So for the distribution rights of it. So it's cool. It's cool.
He wrote that one.
Yeah, wrote and directed that one based on a podcast that he had. Like they were just talking about a story that they had heard. And they started riffing on it, and he was like, "This would make a good horror film," and they're like, "Yeah, that'd be great." And then he's like, "No, seriously," and he went and wrote the whole script of it. And
The Apple guy's in that, right?
yeah,
The kid who plays out?
the Mac, not the PC, the Mac's in it.
Yeah.
Justin Long
Just in Long, yeah.
and Michael Parks.
Which is
in it.
weird because it's a horror movie, but I don't know.
He was in another horror movie. He was in a Sam Raimi one. You to Hell, Drag Me to Hell.
Oh, he's in that?
Yeah, he's in it. It was weird
I
seeing him in
remember
it,
that.
and like almost every scene had an Apple product in it, and on the big screen and seeing like this giant iPhone and everything, it looked like an Apple commercial because it had Justin Long and all these Apple products in it.
Yeah.
Interesting mix there. All right, so star ratings for this one.
I can't.
What?
No, but we're-
Okay,
Did you mention your bad stuff?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I think
That's what I'm
it
saying. I'm in
felt
the
like
same
it didn't.
place. Like I'm a little.
Yeah, it didn't really. It had some element there you're missing, I guess.
I can't really pull it out.
Yeah.
If there was a bad thing, but I wouldn't.
Part of it for me is I'm
give it a 5.
yeah. In watching the new trailer for Tusk, it's it looks like he's taking this same thing and going in a further place that I want it to go. So it looks exciting for that, though. That's kind of more on a single subject horror film in that way. I love the subject matter of this one,
Yeah.
where you've got it's the actual person who is like, this guy is like that, but it's, what if they had guns and what if they, became violent with that. The kind of next step on there. So what'd you find here?
Oh, just look at that whole thing at Sundance.
Oh, anything good? Oh yeah, because he did the whole Sundance thing where he said, "Who wants to buy this movie to distribute?"
And he's like,
And he's
"Fuck
like,
off, man."
"I'm gonna buy it."
Yeah.
What? And a lot of distributors got upset because he wasn't really planning to sell the film for distribution. So like, screw you. But he kind of like said, "Fuck you, Hollywood. I'm gonna do my own thing."
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's his thing. He's trying it out. But it's cool to be able to like make your own. He's gotten to that point where he can make his own movies. It's like this. The way that we do it now, I can just market it to my fans, because the studios would be like, well, we need this to appeal to everyone. It's like, can I just make something that I want to make and that these guys are gonna watch, because I've got enough Twitter followers here, they're gonna want to watch this movie. So yeah, I like the quote on the back from Quentin Tarantino. I love this movie.
What do you think that explanation
I don't know.
is?
Knowing
I
Quentin
shit
Tarantino,
love?
knowing Quentin Tarantino, there's one expletive he sure does love to use a lot.
Yep. And that's
Yep.
probably it.
It's probably what it is.
Bitch.
See, that's really
Nope.
two
No,
sentences.
That's a
Bitch
lot
love.
of. It's a lot of things.
Because there's 6 expletives and then an exclamation point.
Yeah.
I And then love this movie.
Yep.
Kind of a sentence for everyone.
I hear Tarantino's actually going to be in the next movie too, in Tusk.
Oh, that's
Anyway.
awesome. How
How about that? All right. So star ratings now. Now can we get to it? Now
Sure,
can we do
why
it?
not?
All right. Cool. How's that tag coming for you? Okay.
It's coming off.
I already gave mine.
Oh yeah, you said 5 stars all the way.
Oh, that's right.
And you
I'm
already
still
said that it
like-
can't quite give 5 stars.
Yes.
And I'm at that same point too. I give this one 4 stars.
I'm at that point too, but I'm still gonna give 5 stars because it was so different, and I love Kevin Smith. I'm biased in this one.
I know. I love Kevin Smith. I love what he's doing here. I want him to keep doing this kind of stuff. I'm still going to give it 4 stars because he's got something that he can reach there, like something he can grow towards. I know he can perfect this a little better. Like in Clerks, I love Clerks for the first thing of it, and that one I gave the 5 stars for it, I'm sure. But he still had room to grow in it, and you get some great comedy with especially Dogma and Chance on Bob Strike Back. It's like those are like such pure good films in there.
Little cameo.
Oh yeah.
He's the one who said "shut up" at the end.
Oh yeah, the very last one in there. The little audio cameo.
no.
Hey, shut up!
when he's singing his song.
Yeah.
Amy Cooper singing
So
his song.
Kevin Smith was in this movie. He
Nice.
said "shut up" at the end.
So Kevin Smith had more lines in this movie. Silent Bob had more lines in this movie than Ralph Garman.
Oh, poor Ralph.
His wife was in it.
Yeah, she's in everything.
Yeah. Well, she's not in everything.
Well, she's in a lot of it.
They spelt Milton's name wrong. They spelt it Stephen Root.
It's supposed to be spelled.
All right, so 4 stars. What'd you give?
Oh, Milton, I get it.
Did you get it?
After watching this, my instinct was, I'm like, oh, I really want to put it like a 3.5.
Mhm.
And I was having a little bit of trouble. But after talking about it more now...
And now that it's been almost, I don't know, 5 hours since you've seen the movie? Well, I mean, like, since you started watching the movie?
Okay, yeah.
Now that you've had adequate enough time to digest this film, you don't want to make any rush decisions here. So
No, but like after talking about it, like and really thinking about the film a little bit more, just in discussing it, I think I do want to go with the 4.
cool.
It's a good
That's
movie.
dope.
All right.
It's fucking dope.
So, John,
Yes.
what are we going to be watching next week?
All right.
What's your pick,
So
No,
Nope.
we're not watching Cop Out.
once this gets on Instant Watch,
Stop copping out. All right,
we're gonna
Talk
do that one.
shit out of their assholes.
All right. So I'm
Shit
gonna
from your ass.
go with
Bullshit.
a movie that's been on Netflix Instant Watch for a while. Always on my list of wanted to talk about. They took it off for a little bit, so I had to make sure that it was still on there. But it is a film called Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Huh. I've never seen that movie.
Interesting. How does
You're
it feel to be a liar?
You're lying, right? Yeah.
I've never seen this movie.
He's a liar.
You're lying.
You're a
I
liar.
don't accept this. This
You're a complete liar. You've seen it.
I have not seen this movie.
Yeah, you
I
have.
don't accept
You've
this.
totally seen that movie.
I do not accept
It's impossible that anyone has not seen
Yeah.
this movie. It's Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I'm older than you guys, remember?
I know.
I have not
So
seen
you saw this movie. You probably saw it in theaters.
He's trolling us. That's,
All right,
that's it.
well,
He's just trolling us.
Join us next week for Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Rate, review,
movie we've all seen.
all that good stuff. Yes, the movie we've
I
all
haven't
seen.
seen it. I will,
go
though.
check out the trailer for Tusk online, everywhere, and see if it comes in theaters. All right.
You're the trolling the fuck out of me. All right.